Hello, good day sa inyong lahat. Sir Howard here. Pag-uusapan natin ngayon yung tinatawag na Law of Consistency na dinidiscuss ni John Maxwell in his book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. For those of you na mahilig magbasa and you are into self-development or self-growth, I highly recommend basahin nyo yung librong ito ni John Maxwell. Very interesting, very practical yung mga steps na sinasabi niya, no? So pag-usapan natin according to his book, paano ba ina-apply yung law of consistency. Madali lang naman yung basic idea ng law of consistency from the word consistent, always acting or behaving in the same way or the same quality. Ina-apply natin yung law of consistency kapag meron tayong set of behaviors na ginagawa natin araw-araw na napapalapit tayo sa ating ultimate goal. Para mas malinaw, gumawa ako ng iba pang mga words that we can associate or we can connect to the law of consistency. Same, always, everyday. Kapag meron kang mga behaviors na ginagawa mo in the same way, always, everyday, para lumapit ka sa mga bagay na gusto mong ma-achieve, then you are applying the law of consistency. I-apply natin yan in our everyday life. Halimbawa, meron kang goal. Ito yung goal mo. Malayo pa yung road na tatahakin mo to achieve your goal. Sabihin natin makapagpatayo ka ng sarili mong gym, maging financially independent ka, or magkaroon ka ng sarili mong company. Let's say that's your goal. Ina-apply yung law of consistency kapag araw-araw meron kang mga necessary steps na ginagawa para palapit ka ng palapit sa goal mo. You do something in the same way, always, every day. Araw-araw yan. Monday, ginagawa mo. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, hanggang Sunday. Paulit-ulit mong ginagawa. You are consistent in doing those small steps para lumapit ka sa yung goal mo hanggang sa isang araw, mapapansin mo na lang na nangyari na yung goal mo, then na-i-apply mo yung law of consistency. Sinasabi pa ni John Maxwell in his book, ang maganda pa sa consistency is it does not only make you achieve, but it also makes you achieve big. Siyempre, ayaw lang natin na basta-basta meron tayong na-achieve. Gusto rin natin na yung na-achieve natin is something great. It's something monumental. It's something big. One way to do that is to be consistent in what we do. Habang nagiging consistent ka sa pagtupad ng mga dapat mong gawin para ma-achieve yung goal mo, diyan nanggagaling yung ating mga big achievements. Napakaganda nga nung analogy na ginamit ni John Maxwell dyan. Halimbawa, meron kang malaking puno sa tapat ng bahay mo na gusto mong patumbahin gamit ng isang axe. Sabi ni John Maxwell, kung araw-araw kukunin mo yung axe at gagamitin mo yan, ihahampas mo yan ng 5 times every day for the next 3 years. Monday, hampasin mo ng 5 beses. Tuesday, hampasin mo ng 5 beses. Wednesday, hampasin mo ng 5 beses. For 3 straight years, let's say. 3 straight years. Araw-araw mong ginagawa yung paghampas sa puno 5 times every day. One day, kahit gaano kalaki o katibay yung puno na yan, babagsak at babagsak yan. Now, honestly, yung 5 hits of the tree every day, this is just a very small effort. Pero yung small effort na yon, yung 5 times every day, ipon-ipunin mo yon hanggang sa ma-achieve mo yung 3 years na araw-araw mong hinampas yung puno na yan with that axe 5 times a day. Lalaki yung epekto. Yun yung tinatawag niyang compounding effect. Kahit napakalaking puno niyan, napatumba mo yan because you have been consistent in doing small things every day. Everyday little things every day leads to great achievements someday. All great things start with small, consistent things. Yan ang sinasabi ng law of consistency. Nagkakaroon ng compounding effect yung mga maliliit na bagay na ginagawa natin araw-araw basta consistent tayo sa paggawa ng mga little steps na yon. Kahit nga sa sports, sabi ng mga sports psychologist, what separates the good from the great is consistency. Merong mga athletes good, merong mga athletes great. What's the difference between them? Yung great athlete, mas consistent siya sa pagpapractice compared to the good athletes. Yung mga good athletes, paminsan-minsan nagpa-practice. Kapag na-inspire sila, magpa-practice. Kapag nasa mood sila, magpa-practice. So they are good athletes. Pero yung mga great athletes, different. Whether or not they are in the mood. No matter how small their effort is every day, araw-araw nilang ginagawa, nagko-compound yung mga little steps nila, yung mga little efforts nila, maya-maya, naging great athletes na sila. Parang si Heidelin, di ba? Araw-araw, practice siya ng practice, araw-araw, nakikinig siya sa mga coaches niya, araw-araw, pino-perfect niya yung form niya. These are little things every day, araw-araw, consistent siya. Until one day, pagalaw siya ng pagalaw doon sa kanyang goal, one day, nakuha na niya yung kanyang ultimate goal, which is to win a gold medal. Sabi nga ni Jim Tressel, the hallmark of excellence, the test of greatness is consistency. Kung gusto mong maging excellent na tao, kung gusto mong maging great yung mga na-achieve mo, one way to do that, ang susi daw dyan, is consistency. Doing little things every day. Kahit sa mga building, totoo yan. Lahat ng building that are considered great, monumental, historical, nagsimula yan sa single construction. Mula ng groundbreaking, walang tigil yung mga construction workers, consistent yan. Usually, ang mga buildings ginagawa yan, Monday to Sunday talaga. Walang hinto. Every day, merong maliliit na mga bagay na nangyayari, hindi humihinto yan for 3 years, for 5 years, depende sa laki ng building, but to make the long story short, those little consistencies that happen every day, one day, maitatayo yung isang building that we consider great. The hallmark of excellence, the test of greatness, is consistency. If we want to be excellent, if we want to achieve great things, we need to learn how to consistently apply efforts to make our dreams come true. Kahit nga si Jesus kung iisipin ninyo yung kanyang ministry sa mundo, 3 years lang ang tinakbo, 3 taon lang. Pero bakit yung impact ng ministry niya hanggang ngayon, meron pa ring epekto? Bakit napakalaki ng impact sa mundo ng kanyang 3-year ministry? Because Jesus was consistent in those 3 years. Walang humpay yung kanyang pagtuturo, walang humpay yung kanyang pagpapagaling, walang humpay yung kanyang pag-share ng good news. Kaya ano nangyari? Yung achievement niya in that span of time, 3 years, napakaliit o napakabilis kung iisipin. Pero yung achievement niya, napakalaki. Because Jesus was consistent when He was on earth. So sana at this point, na-convince kayo na mahalaga na maging consistent tayo, no? Pero may bad news. Tayo mga tao, mas natural sa atin yung inconsistent. Sabi nga ng isang author, inconsistency is the only thing in which men are consistent. Mas nasa wiring natin yung inconsistent tayo. Kung bibilangin natin yung tao sa mundo na consistent versus sa mga tao na inconsistent, mas marami pa rin yung inconsistent. Kasi mas madaling maging inconsistent Mas maraming temptations to be inconsistent. Mas maraming reasons, mas maraming obstacles to be inconsistent. Kaya dapat pag-aaralan natin kung paano maging consistent para ma-overcome natin yung wiring natin na inconsistent tayo. Ang tanong paano? Ano ba yung iba't ibang mga psychological ways to help ourselves to be more consistent? In the language of John Maxwell, how do we hit the tree every day? Paano mo ititrain yung sarili mo na kunin yung axe at magkaroon ka ng motivation na hampasin yung puno 5 times every day for the next 3 years. Paano ka magkakaroon ng ganong disiplina? Ang susi dyan para maging consistent tayo in trying to achieve our goal is to sustain our energy. Hindi tayo magra-run out ng energy or ng motivation in being consistent. Yan lang naman ang pinaka-reason bakit ang mga tao hindi nagiging consistent in what they do. Along the way, habang ina-achieve nila yung great dreams nila, nauubusan sila ng motivation. So the trick here is, meron tayong mga dapat ginagawa para nasusustain natin yung motivation natin at hindi tayo nauubos. We have enough energy to be consistent every day to achieve our goals. Ano ba yung mga techniques na yan na pwede natin gawin? Let me share to you some. Number 1, To sustain that energy, para maging consistent ka, you need to start with your why. Ibig sabihin lang, dapat yung goal na gusto mong ma-achieve ay tugma sa iyong purpose sa buhay. Yung goal na gusto mong ma-accomplish, yung tree, yung puno na gusto mong pabagsakin, dapat tugma yon sa iyong why. Yun yung purpose mo, yun yung mission mo, yun yung calling ng Diyos para sa'yo. Yun yung goal na gusto ng Diyos na ma-achieve mo. That's very important. Hindi basta-basta meron ka lang goal. Kailangan yung goal mo tugma sa iyong purpose. Basic principle of life, all people here on earth merong purpose. God is not a random God. Whenever He lets things happen, whenever He places people here on earth, meron siyang purpose for those people. And we know that in all things, God worked together for the good, to them who that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. Sinabi rin niya sa Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Ano ang common doon sa dalawang passages that I've read? That in our life, we have a purpose. God gave us a purpose. God gave us a tree that He wants us to put down, that He wants us to achieve. Kaya ang direct application dito is step number 1, you choose your purpose or you choose your goal wisely. Siguraduhin mo na yung gusto mong mangyari, yung ultimate goal mo, yun talaga yung goal ng gusto ng Diyos para sa'yo. You ask for God's guidance. You ask for God's revelation. Hindi basta-basta may goal ka lang. That's very important. One reason for not being consistent with our goal is that we are not supposed to work for that goal in the first place. Isang reason yan, bakit tayo nauubusan ng motivation in achieving a goal. Bakit? Kasi yung goal na yon, hindi naman yun yung goal na gusto ng Diyos para sa atin. Nakita lang natin, nainggit lang tayo sa ibang tao na yun yung goal nila. O ginaya rin natin yung goal nila. Sinulsulan ka lang ng mga kaibigan mo na gawin mong goal yung isang bagay na yon. Ginawa mo ng goal. Kahit hindi naman yun yung mission mo sa buhay. May napanood ka lang sa Netflix na favorite character mo. Yung favorite character mo, ganito yung goal. Gusto mo, ganun din yung goal mo. O. You have to make sure that the goal that you have set for yourself is in accordance to your mission, to your purpose in life. Using psychological language, ito yung pinagkaiba ng intrinsic goal sa extrinsic goal. Extrinsic goals, ito yung mga goals na nainggit ka lang kaya meron ka. Trip mo lang kaya ginawa mong goal. Gusto kong magkaroon ng gym. Gusto kong maging CEO ng isang kumpanya. Gusto kong magkaroon ng sports car. Extrinsic goals. Pero yung mga intrinsic goals, ito yung mga goals na ginawa mong goal kasi yun talaga yung linya mo. Yun talaga yung purpose mo. Nandoon yung passion mo kaya mo siya ginawang goal. And studies show in psychology of motivation research, people are more likely to persist. Mas nag-i-stay sila doon sa kanilang goal kapag yung goal nila intrinsic. Kapag yung mga goals sa mga tao extrinsic, dyan mabilis bumigay, dyan nagiging inconsistent. May mangyari lang na problema, meron lang pumalpak na step, bumababa na yung motivation to continue with the goal. Kasi yung goal nila extrinsic lang . Wala silang passion for that goal. Nadala lang sila ng matinding emosyon. Nadala lang sila ng inggit. Yun lang kasi yung uso na goal ng mga tao. So if you want to set goal for yourself to achieve, make sure that your goal is set intrinsically. Yun kasi talaga ang gusto ng Diyos na i-achieve mo. That's very important. So ano ba yung goal mo ngayon? What is that something that you want to achieve in the future? Apply. Point number 1. Do you think yung goal mo na yan ba talaga yung purpose mo? Yan ba talaga yung gusto ng Diyos na ma-achieve mo? Number 2, you need to wake up with the aim for a satisfied day. Ibig sabihin yan, when you wake up in the morning, ayan, tulad na nakikita nyo sa picture, pag nagising ka, ang goal mo for that day is, I will go to bed later feeling satisfied that I am closer to my goals today than where I was yesterday. Sa simpleng Tagalog, ang goal mo, mamayang gabi, bago ka matulog, masisense mo, mararamdaman mo na satisfied ka, kumbinsido ka na ngayong araw na to, mas lumapit ka doon sa goal mo. Mas malapit ka doon sa goal mo kumpara kahapon. That's what you mean by a satisfied day. Yan yung magpapasatisfy sa'yo sa araw na yon. Na sense mo that you are closer to your goals today than you were yesterday. Sabi nga ni John Maxwell, using his own words from his book, you've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. Doon mo kukunin yung determination mo. Paano ka gigising na may determination? Yan ang iisipin mo. Ang goal mo, today, wala akong ibang gagawin but the things that will make me closer to my ultimate goal. Gusto ko mamaya bago ako matulog, sigurado ako sa sarili ko na lumapit ako doon sa goal na gusto kong ma-achieve. That's where you get your determination to live your everyday. That's very important. Paano ba ginagawa yung number 2? Okay, merong mga steps dyan. Dalawa yan. First step, i-break down mo yung goals mo into smaller goals. Karamihan kasi ng mga goals natin masyadong malaki, no? Masyado siyang great. Na kapag yun ang lagi mong iniisip, na-overwhelm tayo. And that's one of the reasons why ang mga tao hindi nagiging consistent with their goals. They feel overwhelmed. Kapag feeling natin na overwhelmed tayo, parang masyadong malaki yung goal na gusto nating i-achieve, nagkakaroon ngayon tayo ng doubt o pagdududa. At yung doubt na yun ang nagpapabagsak sa ating motivation to achieve the goal that we want to achieve. So ang gagawin natin, you break it down into smaller goals. Huwag mo kasing isipin araw-araw yung great goal that you want to achieve. Basagin mo into smaller pieces. So bigyan mo ng years, bigyan mo ng time frame. In how many years would you like to achieve your ultimate goal? Sabihin nating 3 years. Gusto mong magkaroon ng sariling gym, gusto mong maging financially independent, gusto mong magkaroon ng sariling kumpanya in 3 years. So that's the grand goal. Huwag mong isipin araw-araw yan, mapapagod ka, ma-overwhelm ka. Basagin mo into smaller pieces. Given that, ano yung mga dapat mangyayari in 1 year para mangyari yung ultimate goal mo? And then paliitin mo pa yan. Ano ang mga dapat nangyayari per month in the next 3 years para mangyari yung goal mo? Basagin mo yan, paliitin mo pa yan. Ano ang mga dapat nangyayari araw-araw or weekly sa isang linggo para mangyari yung ultimate goal mo? Basagin mo pa yan, paliitin mo pa yan. Ano ang dapat nangyayari araw-araw para ma-achieve yung ultimate goal mo? And that's where you focus, doon sa daily level. So araw-araw, pagising mo, yan ang iisipin mo. Ano ang mga small steps na pwede kong gawin ngayon to achieve my ultimate goal? You can also apply the quota system. Ibig sabihin yan, magsaset ka ng number of steps that you need to make every day para masabi mo na lumalapit ka sa ultimate goal mo. Halimbawa, sabihin mo, every day, gagawa ako ng 3 little steps na makakapagpalapit sa akin sa aking ultimate goal. So that will be your quota. 3 little steps every day. At wag din natin kakalimutan na yung mga goals na yan dapat sinusulat. Studies show in psychology, ang mga tao mas ginaganahan na tuparin ang kanilang mga goals when they write it down. At lagi nilang nakikita. Ilagay natin yung mga sinulat natin sa mga lugar na lagi natin nakikita. Maybe in your study room, maybe in your wallet, maybe in your cellphone. Basta mahalaga yung mga sinulat mo araw-araw mong nakikita para doon ka kumukuha ng motivation na tuparin yung mga goals that you have set for yourself. Kasi minsan ang tao mabilis makalimot nadidistract. Everyday maraming distractions, especially during our age. Maraming mga bagay na kumakatok sa pintuan ng ating attention na hindi naman talaga importante. Madidistract lang tayo. So, mahalaga na lagi mo nakikita yung mga goals na yan na nakasulat para mapapaalalahanan ka kung ano ba talaga ang importante everyday. Remember, applying point number 2, ano ang goal mo? Bago ka matulog mamayang gabi, masasense mo na mas malapit ka sa goal mo today than you were yesterday. So that's letter A. You break it down into smaller pieces. Letter B, bago ka matulog, mag-reflect ka. Hindi pwedeng lumilipas ang isang araw na hindi mo sinisigurado na lumapit ka nga doon sa ultimate goal mo. So bago ka matulog, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, did you hit the tree today? Kinuha mo ba yung axe, hinampas mo ba yung puno ng 5 beses at lumapit ka sa iyong goal na patumbahin yung puno? What little steps did you take today? How many little steps did you take today? Naabot mo ba yung quota mo para ma-achieve mo yung ultimate goal mo? Huwag na huwag kang matutulog hanggat hindi mo tinatanong yung tanong na yan. If your answer is yes, or kung nasagot mo ng maayos to, yes, you took little steps that day, then congratulations. You have used your day well. Pero kung ang sagot mo, mukhang hindi ka lumapit sa ultimate goal mo dahil wala kang ginawang step that day, then that means you have just wasted your day. Sa Tagalog, sinayang mo lang ang oras mo. So that is one effective way to check on yourself if you are getting closer to your ultimate goal. Number 3, another way to do it, to apply the law of consistency, you expect struggles ahead. Hindi ba counterintuitive ito? Hindi ba pagiging negatibo ito? Diba sir naman, expect struggles, ibig sabihin nagiging pessimistic ka niyan. Ibig sabihin nagiging negatibo ka niyan. Bakit ka mag-expect ng struggles? I beg to disagree. In fact, it's better for you to expect struggles for 2 reasons. Bakit? Number 1, pag ini-expect mo kasi yung struggles, pag dumating man yung mga struggles na yan, at siguradong darating yan, you experience less pain. And the lesser pain you experience, the more motivation you have to continue being consistent. Kasi ina-expect mo na yung struggle eh. 'Di ba? Yung isang bagay na ina-expect mo na, pag nangyari, hindi ka na magugulat. Karamihan ng mga tao na inconsistent sa kanilang pag-achieve ng goal nila, kaya sila humihinto, nagugulat kasi. In English, they are caught off guard. Hindi nila in-expect na mangyayari to. Hindi nila in-expect na may frustration. Hindi nila in-expect na may failure. So they need to recover. Diyan nga nanggagaling yung katamaran eh. When you justify your behavior of recovering. Pahinga muna ako. Kasi nabigla ako sa struggle eh. Hindi ko in-expect na mangyayari to. Pahinga muna emosyon ko. Yung pahinga niya na dapat 1 day lang, naging 1 week, naging 2 weeks, naging 5 taon na hindi na siya umandar to achieve the goal. Kaya dapat talaga ini-expect, wag na tayo magugulat kung may mga struggles. Paghandaan natin yung mga struggles na yon. Logic number 2, in connection to number 1. Kapag ini-expect mo kasi yung struggles, it will push you to prepare. Alam mong merong bagyo na darating, maghahanda ka. It enables preparation. And the more preparation that you do, the more confidence you have to continue being consistent every day. And that's what you need. Kailangan mo ng confidence, ng kumpiyansa para maging consistent ka. Isa na namang reason yan bakit ang mga tao hindi consistent in achieving their goals. Nawawalan sila ng kumpiyansa. Something happens, may problema, may failure, may frustration, nawala yung confidence, hindi na nakabangon, hindi na naging consistent. Saan ba makukuha yung confidence na yan? Knowing the fact that you are prepared to meet those struggles. Diba? The more you are prepared, the more you become confident. Pero hindi ka magpe-prepare kung hindi mo ini-expect na may mga struggles. So those are the 2 reasons bakit mahalaga na i-expect mo talaga yung mga struggles ahead. Bigyan ko kayo ng mga short list. Ano ba yung mga struggles na dapat nating asahan as we make our dreams happen? Number 1, mistakes. Tawag ni John Maxwell dyan, the mastery gap. Hindi talaga maiiwasan along the way, you're going to commit mistakes. Meron kang mga bagay na dapat mong gawin na hindi mo nagawa, o mga bagay na hindi mo dapat gawin pero ginawa mo. Hindi naman kasi tayo all-knowing. Along the way, we will commit mistakes. But every time we commit mistakes, we need to be prepared to learn. Imbis na magmukmok tayo, imbis na mabuwisit tayo, imbis na uminit ang ulo natin, what do? We learn from our mistakes. Let's write it down in a piece of paper. Ito yung mali ko. Ito yung reason bakit ako nagkamali. Ito yung adjustment na gagawin ko next time. Number 2, fatigue. Sabi ko nga, nakakapagod maging consistent. Biruin mo yon, Monday to Sunday, gumagalaw ka. Monday to Sunday, you exert effort. It will tire you down, both physically and mentally. Expect na mapapagod ka. But every time that you experience fatigue, what you do, you rest. Iba yung rest sa nag-give up. Yung rest kasi bumabalik ka pa eh. Nag-iipon ka pa lang ng resources. Yung nag-give up na, dahil sa pagod, hindi na babalik. Magsaset na naman ng ibang goal. Tapos mapapagod na naman. Magsaset na naman ng ibang goal. Hindi ganun. Rest means you stop first to reflect, to adjust yourself, collect more resources para magpatuloy the next day. Number 3, expect frustrations. Maraming haharang sa'yo to achieve your goal. Maraming hindi okay na mangyayari. Maraming hindi maniniwala. Maraming mga unexpected things that will happen. And you will feel frustrated. And it does not feel good to feel frustrated. But every time you do, what do? The best thing to do, you sleep on it. Itulog mo lang. Emotionally, makaka-rest ka. 8 hours of sleep, pagising mo, okay ka na ulit. These are the struggles that you need to expect ahead. Don't be surprised kapag ma-experience mo yung 3 bagay na yan because it's always part of the journey. Gusto ko lang din i-connect itong point number 3 doon sa point number 1. Remember, point number 1, you start with your why. One reason or one way para mas madali mong ma-overcome yung mga struggles mo is to make sure na yung goal na gusto mong ma-achieve is in accordance to your why, in accordance to your purpose. Anong connection nun? The word is passion. Dahil yung goal mo ay tugma sa purpose ng Diyos para sa'yo, meron kang passion to achieve that goal. Meron kang insatiable hunger to achieve that goal. And that passion na meron ka, yan yung magtutulak sa'yo, yan yung tutulong sa'yo na ma-overcome mo yung mga struggles na dumadating sa buhay mo. Hindi ka basta-basta natitinag, hindi ka basta-basta nag-give up. Why? Because you are so passionate about your goal. Kasi tugmang-tugma yung goal mo sa mission mo sa buhay. You are wired. You are shaped by God to achieve that goal. And so every time these struggles come, yes, they slow you down, but your energy is maintained. Sabi nga ng isang philosopher, no, he who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Totoo yan eh. Bakit hindi ka matinag-tinag? Bakit yung energy mo hindi nauubos? Meron kasing shield. Merong panangga. You are shielding your motivation against your struggles. Ano yung shield na yon? Yung passion mo because your goal is in accordance to your mission in life. Yan yung pinapakita ni Apostle Paul sa Philippians. What did he say? Forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. Hindi naging madali yung pagtupad ni Apostle Paul sa goal niya, sa buhay. Shinare na yan sa Biblia, sa mga letters niya, sa mga simbahan. Ilang beses nasira yung sinasakyan niyang barko, ginugulpi siya, binabackstab siya ng mga tao, pinipersecute siya. Pero bakit hindi siya matinag-tinag? Bakit hindi siya tumitigil sa ginagawa niya? Kasi yung goal niya is in line with his mission in life. Sabi nga niya, di ba sa Philippians, I want you to focus on the word called. Yung ginagawa niya, calling niya yun eh. That's why he is so passionate to fulfill that calling. And that passion is what is maintaining his motivation in spite of the problems he is encountering. Kaya again, napakahalaga na yung goal mo, hindi basta-basta goal lang. Hindi basta-basta uso lang. Hindi lang sinabihan ka ng magulang mo na gawin mong goal, yan yun na. You have to make sure that your goal is in line with your mission. Alright? Let's move on to number 4. Work whether you feel like working or not. Karamihan ng mga tao, meron silang maling framework pagdating sa motivation and effort. Iniisip nila, aantayin nila yung motivation, aantayin nila na magkaroon sila ng gana bago sila gagalaw forward toward the goal that they want to achieve. This is not a good framework. Mali yan eh. Aantayin mo pa yung feeling, Aantayin mo pa na ma-inspire ka bago ka gumalaw, that is a wrong framework. Diyan nanggagaling yung mga matitinding mga excuses eh. Bukas na lang, wala ako sa mood. And those are the words of a person who is inconsistent. Who will be inconsistent. Kasi kung ganyan ang pananaw mo sa buhay, paano kung wala ka sa mood, hindi ka gagalaw? Guess what? Hindi araw-araw nasa mood ka. Ang emosyon ng tao, taas-baba. Ang mga pangyayari sa mundo, sa environment natin, pabago-bago. May mga biglaang nangyayari. Paano kung merong mga masasamang nangyayari na aapektuhan yung mood mo? Di ibig sabihin, hindi ka gagalaw. That will make you inconsistent. Gagalaw ka lang kung kailan ka nai-inspire. Hindi dapat ganon. That is a wrong framework of motivation. Ano ang tamang framework? Tama natin. Hindi mo inaantay ang inspiration. You start with your action. Gawin mo. Kahit inaantok ka, kahit na feeling mo, gusto mo pang matulog, wala kang gana, doesn't matter. You do the little steps every day. And then, that will create motivation. You see the difference dito, nagsimula ka muna sa motivation, tsaka ka nag-action. Dito, sinimulan mo sa action, yun yung gumawa ng motivation. At yung motivation na yon, dahil napataas mo through your action, it creates more action, it makes you more consistent. Yan ang tamang framework ng motivation. We start with action. Gagawin pa rin natin yung mga little steps regardless kung anong nararamdaman natin. The more we move, the more we do little things, the more it will create, the more it will produce motivation which will lead to more action. Sabi nga ni Francis Kong, isa sa mga paborito kong speakers, you cannot stay motivated all the time. This is impossible. But what you can do is to stay disciplined whether you are motivated or not. And when you stick to your goals and deliver works of excellence, the more you get motivated. You start with action. Hindi yung dinidepende mo, yung effort mo sa moods mo because your moods are unstable. Your moods are inconsistent. If you base your actions on the inconsistency of your moods, you end up doing things inconsistently. Kaya nga sabi ni John Maxwell sa kanyang libro, the great composer does not get to work because he is inspired, but becomes inspired because he is working. Huwag mong ibase sa moods mo. Pataasin mo yung moods mo through your actions. Again, we go back to the Apostle Paul. Tingin nyo ba si Apostle Paul everyday nasa mood? Kung makita nyo yung mga struggles niya, yung mga nararanasan niya, nakakawala sa mood nakakawalang gana. Gumagawa ka na nga ng mabuti, ipipersecute ka pa. Gumagawa ka na nga ng mabuti, lulubog pa yung barko mo. Gumagawa ka na nga ng mabuti, hahampasin ka pa. Nakakawalang gana yan. But what's good about the Apostle Paul is, hindi nga kasi niya binabase sa nararamdaman niya yung kanyang pag-press on. He presses on Monday. He pressed on a Tuesday. He pressed on a Wednesday. He pressed on when he was tired. He pressed on when he was sad. He pressed on when he was happy. Consistent siya. So he was able to achieve a lot of great things because of that consistency. Number 5. Enjoy the process of everyday growing. Proseso. The key word here is process. Enjoy the process. Ang ibig sabihin, huwag tayong masyadong focus doon sa goal. Although goals are important. Ultimate goal, napakahalaga niyan. Kaya nga yun yung unang step, di ba? Yung kaninang point natin, lagyan mo ng time frame yung ultimate goal mo. Pero, you live daily. Huwag mo munang titignan yung achievement ng goal mo. Wala ka pa dun What you focus instead, doon ka sa process. Ano ba yung process na yon? Yun yung each day, the small steps, the daily goals that you need to achieve. Bakit? Bakit ka lang doon magpo-focus sa process na yon? Because that's what you have at the moment. Diba? Wala ka na sa past, tapos na yon, nagawa mo na. Wala ka pa doon sa goal mo, future tense doon, wala ka pa doon. Ano lang meron ka? Yung ngayon. What can you do today? What little steps do you need to complete today? Doon lang muna ang focus natin. Huwag tayo focus doon sa bagay na wala pa. Kasi ang danger niyan, kapag lagi kang nakatingin doon sa wala pa, you always think of your grand goal that you want to achieve. May tendency na masense mo na ang layo mo pa. Diba? Ikukumpara mo yan Nasaan ka ngayon? Kumpara doon sa grand goal mo. Maliliit na steps lang yung ginagawa mo. No wonder one day mafe-feel mo, ang dami ko nang nagawa, bakit ang layo ko pa? Nakakapatay ng motivation yan. So iwasan mo yan. Huwag mong iparamdam sa sarili mo na malayo ka pa. And how do you do that? Huwag mo muna tignan yung goal. Huwag mo muna tignan yung future. You stay right here today. Doon ka muna sa kota mo. How many little steps every day? Yan ang pagsikapan mong ma-accomplish. Yung ngayon muna. Kaya nga doon sa libro ni John Maxwell, may pinagkaiba raw yung goal-conscious people versus growth-conscious people. Yung goal-conscious people, yun yung mga lagi nakatingin sa ending, sa outcome. While those growth-conscious people are people na ang focus ay yung ngayon, yung proseso. Malaki raw ang pagkakaiba. Goal-conscious people, they focus on destination. While a person who is growth-conscious focuses on the journey. Yung goal-conscious laging nasa future nakatingin. Kaya nawawala yung attention niya sa present. Masyado excited sa future. Maraming nalilimutang gawin in the present. Kaya nangyayari, hindi rin siya gumagalaw. Pero kapag growth-conscious ka, nakafocus ka sa ngayon. Kaya marami kang nagagawa. Na-achieve mo yung quota mo of little steps that you need to do every day. Goal consciousness motivates you. But growth consciousness matures you. And between motivation and maturity, mas mataas ang value ng maturity. Kasi ang motivation, emosyon niya na nawawala-wala. Minsan mataas, minsan mababa. Pero ang maturity, once you have this, you will always have this. Goal consciousness challenges you. But growth consciousness changes you. Again, yung challenge, nawawala-wala yan. Pwedeng ma-challenge ka ngayon, wala ka ng challenge bukas. Pero yung mga pagbabago sa sarili mo na magaganda, mas naging matyaga ka, mas naging masipag ka, mas natuto ka mag-ipon, mas natuto ka makisama sa ibang tao, it changes you, it stays with you. Mas valuable yon. Goal consciousness stops when a goal is reached. Ganyan yung mga tao na goal conscious Once na na-achieve na yung goal, hihinto na. Bakasyon muna ako. I think I deserve a break. Ayan. Yung mga salitang yan, I deserve a break. Madalas dyan nagsisimula yung katamaran. Hindi ko sinasabing masama ang break or taking a break, magbakasyon. Pero dapat maging maingat tayo. Tandaan natin, tuwing nagbabakasyon ang tao, napakalakas ng temptation na ituloy-tuloy ang bakasyon. Pero yung mga tao na growth conscious, they keep growing beyond the goal. Yes, na-achieve na nila yung goal nila, but because they have made a habit in achieving their goals every day, kahit na-achieve na nila yung goals nila, yung mga constructive things that they do every day, they still continue doing it. Halimbawa, isang athlete, ganyan si Michael Jordan di ba? Kaya nga siya greatest of all time Every day meron siyang disiplina na maging better athlete. He works out, he works on his body, he eats well. Tumitigil ba siya after ng championship? Of course not. After niya maka-achieve ng championship, guess what? The next day, he continues the behavior, the habits of a great athlete. Kasi naging habit na niya Hindi siya tumitigil. Kaya yung championship na napanalunan niya this year, nasundan pa next year, nasundan pa the next year. He keeps on growing. He keeps on achieving. Hindi kasi siya nagte-take ng break. Because he has a growth consciousness. Sabi nga ni John Maxwell, life lived for tomorrow will always be just a day away from being realized. Ibig sabihin, kapag masyado ka nakatingin sa future, nawawalan ng saysay, nawawalan ng value yung araw mo ngayon. Nawawala ka sa focus Kasi nakafocus ka doon sa hinaharap na ang dapat ang focus mo in the present. You enjoy the process. You focus on the process. Even Jesus taught this principle. In Matthew 6:34, di ba? Anong sabi niya? Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Focus ka lang ngayon. Kalimutan mo na yung nakaraan, tapos na yon. Huwag mo munang isipin yung hinaharap, wala ka pa dun. Focus on the process. What can you do today? What can you learn today? What's in your control today? In summary, as we end this short discussion on the law of consistency, ano yung mga key points natin? Number 1, being a consistent person will enable you to achieve great things and success. Kung gusto mong maraming ma-achieve, kung gusto mong maging successful na tao, isang kaugalian na dapat mong laging ginagawa ay yung pagiging consistent. Araw-araw, meron kang ginagawang mga steps, mga hakbang that will enable you to achieve the goal that you have set for yourself. Number 2, good news. Merong mga paraan para maging consistent tayo. Merong mga specific steps para ma-apply natin yung law of consistency at yan yung pinag-aralan natin for today. You start with your why. Ang goal mo everyday is a satisfied day. Expect struggles ahead. Work regardless of feelings, and enjoy the process. As you keep on doing these 5 steps, the more ma-apply mo yung law of consistency. Let me just end this video with a quote coming from John Maxwell himself. Dito rin niya clinose yung chapter na to. Ang sabi niya, ang ganda. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. Let me repeat. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. So let me ask you again. How are you in terms of consistency? Araw-araw ba lumalapit ka sa goal na sinet mo para sa sarili mo? Or paambon-ambon ka lang, paminsan-minsan ka lang? If you want to be great, if you want to achieve great things, then you need to change that habit. Gawin mo tong 5 steps na to. And you are on your way to achieve something great. Salamat sa pakikinig. Until next time, if you know anyone who needs to listen to this short talk on consistency, don't hesitate, paki-share yung video na to. Alright? Thank you everyone. Until next time, God bless. Bye-bye.